What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 3 of NHL 23 Vancouver Canucks Franchise Mode Series. As always, guys, thank you so much for support on these videos. If you wouldn't mind leaving that thumbs up. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that sub button. As you guys can see, Erik Karlsson now on the team. He's got 9 points there in 6 games. I'm hoping for big things from him. I think last year he put up like 94 points or something. Before I actually show you guys the team, should show you who won the Cup last year. Unfortunately, was not us. The Calgary Flames there actually won it. We were actually knocked out in the first round again, so I'm hoping this year we can kind of break that cycle. I know in Saskatoon series, obviously, it took us till year 10 to win the Cup. I'm hoping to win multiple Cups in this franchise. So, first line here, we got Alec Amonte, a stud we drafted 2023. He's 84 overall now. Playing with Petey there in the middle, Besser on the wing. Second line, signed Tarasenko. He's playing with Miller and Kuzmenko. Third line there is Hoglander. I'm hopefully saying that right now. With Stoll, who we just drafted, 12th overall 2024. Really good shot on him. Just like Amonte. I think he'll do well in the middle. Also, too, he's got like the skilled up X factor. If he actually scores a lacrosse goal this year, it'd be so sick. Unfortunately, really no way for us to know. Put Cole's in there on the right wing. Fourth line here, Studnicka. Hopefully I'm saying his name right now as well. Playing with Jordan Staal there in the middle. Nick Foligno at left wing. Defensively here, we got Hughes Karlsson in the top pair. So just two of the best, puck-moving D-men in the league. Second pairing there, Rathbone on 84. Paired with Johansson, who's actually 83 now. They get a +2. And then Luke Shen and TJ Brody on the bottom pair get a +5. Should mention the entire, top 6 there gets a +5. Third line +3 ain't bad. Goaltending wise, we're still rocking Demko there as the starter. Nedeljkovic backing him up. Now in terms of the special teams, that first unit I think looks really good. We're actually rocking 2 D-men just because they are like so good. Karlsson 97 passing. Same with Quinn Hughes. Like that power play better be awesome. I see Karlsson's shots also incredible. And as I mentioned, like expecting big things from him this year. Last year he had 94 points on the Sharks, who are a worse team than us. So we'll see what happens here. Power play 2, not quite as good, but still, you got Tarasenko, you got Besser, so some snipers there for sure. The 4-man power play 1 looks solid again, rocking the 2 D-man. 4-man power play 2 also isn't too bad. PK-wise, I feel it's pretty solid, a +2, a +1, a 0. Like, we'll take that. Obviously, you're looking for +5s, but you're not always going to get them. Now, in terms of the AHL team here, guys, first line stat, we got Sean Farrell, Lekkerimäki, Gunler. I'm really hoping, I think all 3 of these guys will be in the NHL next year. Reason being, I'll show you guys in a minute, but Besser's on expiring deal. I feel like Miller potentially will be traded. I'm not, 100%, as well as Hoglander here, 84 overall, but making $3 million. We got guys like Farrell, who's only, 2 overall less on an entry level. It just kind of makes more sense for him to take his spot. But for now, we'll just have him dominate the AHL. Klimovich here, 80 overall, medium top 6. I think we got him actually on a steal of the deal. Yeah, 850K. Lizotte even 81's not bad. Minton, 80 overall there. He's a medium top 6. So, a lot of good players in this AHL team. Defensively, Jared McIsaac, somehow he signed the end of the summer. Like, 31 other NHL teams passed on him. I don't understand it. Ryan Johnson there he's paired up with. You also got Jet Wu there. Yermo's not bad. PD Jr., Dorrington. Goalie-wise, we got Silas there starting. Herbal backing him up. I feel like, he should end up being a solid goalie. 1973. High starter. And now, as I mentioned, guys, we're probably losing Besser this summer. If we're somehow not in a playoff spot, definitely trade him at the deadline. Otherwise, we're going to trade him for whatever we can at the draft, as 87 overall is not bad, but he wants $9.7 million. He could be cheaper by the end of this year, but he's playing first line, so he'll probably go up in price, if anything. I just, can't really justify paying that to him. So if he does have a good season, obviously, we can still probably get back, a second or third round pick. Some of the veterans there may or may not come back. In terms of goalies, Demko's locked up. So really, Besser's the only guy who's for sure leaving due to salary reasons. Now, before we get started here, guys, with the sim, I'm going to show you the ratings for this year. As you can see, we got 95 offense and 93 defense, 88 goaltending. So like I said, I got high expectations for this season. I'm really hoping not only to get by the first round of the playoffs, we actually make a run here at the Cup. Let's see how we do. All right, guys, we're at the Christmas break now. We're not going anywhere near as good as I expected. We have a record here of 17, 14, and 5. We're 6th there in the division. I mean, we are technically tied for a playoff spot. Like, the Ducks have a game in hand. We have the same amount of points, so we're really close, but I thought we'd be, close to the top of the division there with the Flames and the Oilers. AHL-wise, they're crushing it, 19-7-4, currently 2nd in their division. Farrell there, 24 and 30, not bad. PD's over a point per game. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I feel like probably not panic time yet, but it might become time to panic pretty soon. Demko's numbers there are not great. So, lower than a .9, especially with the sim engine scoring set to only medium. Goals against above 3. Ned's numbers there aren't the greatest either. I don't know. I'm just going to hold out till the deadline. A lot of times, your teams will bounce back. But if at the deadline we're in a similar spot, definitely not buying and, might even have to trade Besser to try and maximize our value. Oh, wow. We just got a big offer here, guys, to the Winnipeg Jets. Neil Pionk and Dmitry Kulikov for Rathbone and a second. Pionk's got to be really good, though. Rathbone's an 84, plus we're going to have a second-round pick. I'm assuming 85, 86. He's also an 84. Okay. Where did they get off getting the younger defenseman who's the same rating, plus a second? Kulikov's essentially just an extra there, 81. That's a hard no for me. Are you kidding me, guys? Look at this. The Pittsburgh Penguins just offered us Sidney Crosby with Jan Ruda for Colby Barlow and Rathbone. I know it's like a meme. I trade for Crosby every single series just because his value ends up being so low based on, you know, his rating and how good he performs. I don't know if I can take it for that reason. Like, I don't want to get memed on more. Yeah, Barlow there. He's in juniors right now, putting up pretty solid numbers. We got him back from the Leafs. Rathbone, again, he's a good player. You can see our record's much better now. We're almost at the deadline, 28, 18, and 7. Crosby, they're still at 88 overall. He's got 43 points right now, 54 games. So he's actually not producing as much as he often does. But I mean, he's 37 years old. So it's to be expected, I'd say. Oh my, as much as I want to do this, I feel like we already have enough forward depth. Losing Rathbone on defense probably hurts us more. Ruda does replace him, you know, not too bad. But yeah, I think for now, I'm going to say no. Simply because a month and a half ago, we weren't even in the playoffs, so it's pretty risky. And also, too, I just don't want to get memed on, if I'm being honest. So that's not good. Say no to the Crosby deal, lose 3 straight. But luckily, we pick up back-to-back wins against the Kraken. Definitely not giving up a high starter goalie for Nick Jensen. Does not matter what else was with that. Larson for Rathbone. Okay, our GM or assistant GM must have put Rathbone on the block because I really do not want to trade him, but getting a lot of offers for him. They're coming back. They want to give us Crosby now with Peterson for Rathbone, Klimovich, and Blunden. I mean, we get to keep Barlow this way. Like, that's not a bad offer at all. I'm going to say no. I think, you know, there's a big part of me that would want to say yes. So, at the deadline here, guys, currently in a wildcard spot, 73 points, exact amount of points and games played there as the Ducks. Luckily, it looks like we have a pretty good cushion. Next closest team is the Golden Knights with 67. So there's 7 back, plus we have 3 games in hand. We're actually closer to, like, the Flames and the Sharks there than we are the Golden Knights. In terms of the AHL team, 32, 14, and 7. Third place in their division, so should be a playoff team. Farrell there, 43 and 53. Petey, over a point per game. Love that. So definitely buyers here at the deadline. We're not going to be crazy buyers, though. I think conservative buyer would make sense for us. We'll see what's out there on the block. I'm sure Crosby's available. Kuznetsov there now at 91. Jeremy Swayman's at 90. Didn't get signed by the LA Kings. I noticed he was on LA, actually, while I was editing the last episode. So he got traded there. Maybe he signed there like via an offer sheet. And they can't even get him signed, which is pretty crazy. I mean, Demko's been kind of average. If we could make a trade happen, his value there is so low. Probably because he's not signed, plus goalies don't have a ton of value. Shea Theodore, 89 overall, only making $5 million. That'd be a pretty big get. Seth Jones is just not going to work based on the money. Patty Kane would be huge. He's actually on Winnipeg now. Buchnevich. Crosby is there, okay. John Klingberg as well. Tom Wilson, Provorov. Some really big names here. Honestly, some names I don't usually see, like Theodore, Swayman especially, are interesting me. I'll take a look and see kind of like what we have to give up here for Swayman. Again, the value is not that high. He's got 1 year left to grow, and I guess he's really done growing because he didn't play in this final year. Some X factors there, the zone ability. Like, if it costs us a first-round pick, no, okay, it would cost us a couple first-round picks, maybe like a first and a second. But again, the value you're getting back there, and that looks pretty equal. That is pretty insane value. Do we want to give up the one Thatcher Demko? I was honestly planning on keeping him the entire 10-year franchise. He's currently got a 904 and a 308. So, like, they're decent numbers, not amazing. Last year were good. Like, 916, 278. That's real-life numbers. These are the first season. 907, 298. Those are also, like, pretty good, not amazing, but obviously better than he's got right now. It's so tough. I feel like we probably just got to stick it out with Demko for now, especially since we really don't know what Swayman's going to ask for. It shows $5.8 million, but he's got 0 years left, so really not making any money. I'm pretty sure Shea Theodore is also from British Columbia, so it would actually be pretty cool to make a trade for him. I know some people actually wanted me to trade for Bowen Byram, who's also from BC. I think the Vancouver area specifically, but not on the trade block there. Going to cost a lot to get him. Theodore's like 1 overall less, and it would just be way easier. So if we can make a trade for Theodore, like, he could be a beast for us. 40 points right now in the year. He looks solid. No extension, so don't have to worry about that. Yeah, Vegas here just selling. Klingberg, Pietrangelo, some good defensemen. He's got a lot of value, though, too. And again, how's Carlson doing this year? His value's gone down. 41 points, 62 games. I mean, that's not bad at all. Not as good as he did last year, but still quite solid. See if we can make a trade for Theodore. Probably not, but you never know. Also, Herbal here. High starter goalie. I feel like he really should have more value than that. Actually, guys, you know what? On second thought, I'm not going to make this trade for Theodore simply because we've already got Hughes and Carlson, who are very good offensive defensemen. If anything, we need like a better defensive defenseman to play on the second pair. to lead our PK. Tsunami there, medium top 6, and he's younger than Lizotte. This could actually be a good trade. We do have to move down from a 3rd to a 5th. Let me see. I probably butchered his name. 18 years old, 72 overall, medium top 6. This guy looks solid. They just drafted him in the first round of 2024. Blake Lizotte literally in the AHL for us. He's not a bad player, but I don't ever see him crack the NHL lineup. We dropped down 2 rounds for a prospect. I mean, this seems like a great trade, so I'm saying yes. Thank you very much. And as I was saying, guys, Theodore's definitely more of an offensive defenseman. He does have pretty good defensive stats here, though, in-game. Real life, you know, definitely a bit more offensive. So maybe this trade actually wouldn't be terrible. It's just, I'm going to look around and see if there's somebody we can get for cheaper, because it's going to cost us quite a bit. And check this out, guys. I was looking through the teams. Arizona got Michkov in 2023, Yzerman 2024. You guys were telling me he's like a real prospect, supposed to go top of the draft to Kiva Harju. So Arizona looks set for like the next, you know, 5+ years. Ryan Suzuki there for Luke Schenn. Again, these are decent offers, but like we're trying to make a playoff run. We got to keep our D intact, especially like these defensive guys, Schenn, Brody. We need to keep them to obviously help keep the puck out of the net. So I'm just looking for more defensive defensemen. Devin Taser actually signed with the Ducks. Probably going to be hard to find. Kiva Harju. Why is Kiva Harju on the block for Buffalo? Oh, wow, guys. Look at this. Jared Spurgeon, 35 years old, A-Sun overall, making 7.5 for the next 3 years. If we let Besser go, that's basically Besser's money. And obviously we have those forwards in the AHL we can call up. He's got the shot block, zone ability, a lot of good defensive X factors, 92D awareness there, good skater. This guy would put our defense over the edge, and like I said, the value is not that high. I'm liking this trade a lot. Now, if we can make it happen, obviously, is the question. Could move on from Rathbone, almost in a 1-for-1. We save a bit more, you know, salary that way. He's making $4 million. He's got 7 goals, 14 assists this year. Defensive awareness isn't that bad. He's got pretty good puck skills, but obviously we got Hughes kind of for that. Decent skater and everything. He is signed for 2 more years. I feel like we can do a Rathbone plus. That makes the most sense because Johansson, 1 overall less there, making almost no money, 1.1 million. He's also got really good passing, actually, 89. And of course, Brody and Schenn on the bottom pair, kind of more defensive, physical guys. So Rathbone 1-for-1 for Spurgeon is not quite enough. We could just add probably something small here, though. Blunden, 1852. It's going to take him a while to grow. Wrist shot also, 68 accuracy. I don't like that. He's not going to score much at all. I would throw him in, I think, to go from Rathbone to Spurgeon. But actually put the value on our side. Let me see if maybe we can just do like the low top 6 here instead. Do the Minnesota Wild, say yes. Trades rejected. Okay, so I could just do that medium top 6. And like I said, the value's a bit on our side. Because he's on the block, we can probably get something back here. If we can get like a 4th round pick back, I'll ask them for the Montreal one. That'd be insane. Trades rejected. Okay. Again, the value's on our side. Just give me a 7th. Give us something here with Spurgeon. There we go. Okay, so that's a big-time move. Jared Spurgeon now on D. I think this team's poised for a cup run. This is kind of nuts, guys. Florida's offering us a 2nd-round pick, essentially, for Luke Schenn. I don't know why we're swapping 3rd-round picks in 2026, but that's really good value. Again, because I'm trying to make a run, I'm going to keep Schenn, but if we were like a mediocre team, I think I'd 100% say yes. And we just got an amazing offer here, guys, for Luke Schenn. Tyler Boucher on the Ottawa Senators. I mean, we're also adding a 3rd-round pick, but dude was drafted 10th overall. I know he hasn't been, you know, kind of living up to that hype. I actually just saw him play a couple weeks ago. Not a bad player at all. 22 here, 77, medium top 6, 15 goals, 6 assists. His hands are not the best, but he's got okay passing. Pretty good shots. Oh, man. I mean, I'm trying to think. Is it worth giving up Schenn? It's a +2 right now, 3 goals, 10 assists. We could call up, I mean, any number of guys. McIsaac, Johnson. Again, Schenn, though, gives us 5-star physical there, 95 strength, residence body check, which is unreal. Wow. I think I'm going to say no, but it's honestly just crazy to see how valuable Schenn is. Pittsburgh still hasn't traded Crosby either. Alright, guys, so the trade deadline's now complete. Really happy with that trade we made for Spurgeon. Minnesota here gets Ryan Suzuki, though, from Carolina, trade away Jacob Middleton. So their D-core definitely depleted a bit. Travis Dermott there goes to Colorado Avalanche, Adam Lowry to the Blues. Tyler Boucher actually did get traded, but to the Penguins for Connor Clifton, Colin Blackwell. Wow, I don't know about that return. They also did throw in Philip Nordberg. Scott Mayfield there to the Leafs. Our trade for Spurgeon. Jake Evans to the Preds. Wenberg there to the Flyers. Reunited with Tortorella if he's still coaching them, which I think he is. I didn't see a head coach firing pop up. Montreal gets Alex Pietrangelo in exchange for Brendan Gallagher. That's a bit of a blockbuster, honestly. Andre Castro there returns to the Leafs. Brandon Montour to the Wild. Of course, our trade with Ottawa for Lizotte, which I thought was a really good return. Zach Cassian still going. Heads to the LA Kings with Will Butcher. Basically, kind of two guys way past their prime. Anaheim Ducks there, Adam Larson. Let's see, Xavier Bourgault there to the Jets. Edmonton gets Neil Pionk. You then have Tyler Toffoli going back to the Flames. I didn't realize he left with Rudolph Balcers. Blues there looks to just get some prospects and a second-round pick. So, pretty active trade deadline. Does not look like Crosby got moved, though. Have to edit the lines now with Spurgeon in the mix. Again, should be a much improved D. Alright guys, so after the trade deadline, here's an updated look at the team. Decided to actually switch up the forward lines a bit. Kuzmenko there on the first line now with Petey and Tarasenko. Reason being, Kuzmenko's got, 52 points on the year. Monte only has 33, so the guy's performing more is going to get more ice time. Same goes with Tarasenko there. He's got 49 points. Besser only 45, plus Besser probably not coming back. The third line there, I believe, is the exact same with the fourth line. Foligno's actually dropped in rating, same with Stahl, but other veterans, it's all right. Defensively here, so Spurgeon just on the second pair now with Johansson. Looks pretty decent to me. I'm wondering, should he play the left side? Usually I go by the deking stat. Johansson 83, Spurgeon 89. Reason being is like snipers on the off wing, if they have a high deacon, they usually like perform better. So I just kind of apply the same thing to D pairs. I'm not sure, how accurate that is. In terms of special teams, guys, I think Spurgeon's actually on the second power play. Yeah, he is. 4-man power play, too. He's not on, though. He's on all the PK1s, though, just because he is, a solid defenseman. So, again, I really think that trade's going to help us out here. In terms of the AHL, obviously, lost Lizotte, but still the second line there doesn't look too bad at all. Aiden McDonough, 79 overall. We got Fraser Minton there in the middle, is an 81 now. And we got Klimovich on the right wing, still an 80. And, of course, that first line there is stacked with Gunler, Lekermacki, and Sean Farrell. So, AHL team should be fine. Again, we got about a month and a half left here. We're currently third place there in the division. 2 games on the Flames, 1 on the Ducks. We're only 3 points back to the Sharks. Hopefully, team continues to play well and we'll make a run here. All right, guys, it might be time to panic. Okay, as I say that, we get a win, but we lost after the trade deadline our first 5 games. I don't understand. LA, Edmonton, Colorado, Minnesota, Nashville. Like, how do we add Jared Spurgeon and then immediately lose 5? Just sometimes the sim, I don't get it. As we got 2 games left now, guys, in the season, both against divisional opponents there, LA and Anaheim. We're currently second there in the division. We actually have clinched the playoff spot, okay. I'm pretty sure we just got that X today. Like, on the 10th, we did not have it. So that just shows you how close it is. The Avalanche there have 124 points. They are so, so good. Hopefully not to play them, like, round 1 or anything, which, if we can at least win one of these, we should get, like, a divisional matchup. Win 1, lose 1. We do finish second there. So we got the Sharks in round 1. Actually, this could change because some teams there still have 2 games to play. We actually finished our year pretty early. So everyone should be done now. We finished the exact same amount of points as the Sharks. We're still playing them, but they got the home ice advantage. Again, the Avalanche there, 128. Just incredible. AHL team, 37, 25, and 10. We actually get the last playoff spot in our division. So I'll see how everyone did this year. You got Malone there, actually. 56 and 72. Leading AHL scoring. I'm a little bit worried, honestly. It's not Farrell, Lekermacki, or Gunler. NHL-wise, PD finished just shy of a point per game, but I will take that. You know what I just realized? We did switch up the first line, so maybe should have left it the same, although, I don't know, the guy's playing better. If you give them more minutes, you'd think they would just do better. Miller there, big year as well, 74. Kuzmenko, 64. Tarasenko, 62. Besser, 57 is not bad. Again, probably moving him at the deadline. Carlson, 51. So he played 25 minutes a night. The power play ran through him. He was on the first power play, first 4-man. I had him as like the distributor even for it. And he put up 43 less points. I don't understand how that happens. Like, what is San Jose doing that we're not doing? Monte there at 50. Hughes 49. Spurgeon 44. Stoll's rookie year 33. Definitely could have been better. Also minus 27. I don't like that. Defensive awareness there is not terrible for a rookie. He's a good skater. Physical's not the best. I don't really know why he did so bad, but everyone else, as you'd expect. Hoglander, though, 26 points, making, what is he, $3 million. Yeah, I think he's definitely gone as well. But Cole's an even 25 points and an 85, making 3.6. That's not the best either, minus 23. So that entire third line did not do very good for us. Definitely, they need to shake up. Goaltending stats here, Demko, 905 save percentage, 3.07 goals against. So decent, but again, not amazing. Silov's here, 917 and a 2.52. Very, very impressive. AHL skaters behind Malone. You got Farrell there with 49. Klimovich 46. Minton 40. Lekermacki 39. Jeez, that is like not good at all. For 19.5 minutes of ice time. Noel Gunler there 34. Especially like, you look at that shot. Very powerful. Wish it was a bit more accurate. But yeah, he should be putting up more than 34 points, I think. He's averaging what, like a point every other game at that point. He's basically averaging like a point every other game. Need better than that from our prospects. Johnny Gaudreau just tears it up here for Columbus. 118 points in 82 games. You got Line Avery behind him, so that is the duo. We've seen that duo before in previous franchise modes. Matthews 105 with 65 goals What's his wrist shot? 98 accuracy, 99 power. Oh my. Panarin there. Kane again on the Jets. Fox had 103. Marner, McCarr, Jason Robertson. Taking a look at the goals. So yeah, Matthews with Maurice Richard, 65 points. Defensive scoring, Fox and McCarr, like that is unbelievable. You got Riley next there at 76. Goaltending stats here. Anuin. Are you kidding me? On the Avs, now an 85. 47 wins. Best save percentage for a starter, though, goes to Sorokin, 923. You also get the goals against here. He does, so I feel like Sorokin probably takes home the Vezina. I just saw, too, he's now in the Carolina Hurricanes. So the Islanders are probably rocking Varlamov, I guess. Rookie skaters here. Zachary Benson on the Ducks, 69 points. Nice. And right behind him, you got Cooley and Michkov, both, of course, on the Arizona Coyotes. It looks like they did not play Yzerman this year in the NHL, so interesting. Stoll, you can see our guy. Looked to be about like 15th or something like that in rookie scoring, which isn't terrible, but definitely had, high expectations for him. Looks like we got 5 teams there with 100 plus. We finished 8th in the NHL. The top 16 make it. I like to see that. No one gets screwed. Last place, the St. Louis Blues, 59 points. Highest goals for in the league, Colorado Avalanche, who also had the best goals against, so a pretty incredible season from them. But we'll get started here, guys, with the playoffs. First round, of course, against the San Jose Sharks. So I'm pretty sure we played last year first round, because I remember seeing they had Carlson on the block, then we played them, and they somehow beat us. So, Carlson gets a chance for revenge here. We'll see how good that team is looking. If they haven't added anybody, I have no idea how they're doing this. Benson, Zegras, Terry. That is a nasty first line there for the Anaheim Ducks. Look at the Sharks now, though. Blake Wheeler's on the team, playing with Hurdle and Meyer on that first line. Ozzy Weisblatt, Eklund, Barbashev. Okay. Couture's down to an 80. Wow. So he's really dropped in rating as he's gotten older. Defensively here, Ferraro, Doughty, of course. He's going to want some revenge. Shattenkirk, DeHaan, Knizev, Merkley. And then goaltending-wise, they got Freddie Anderson with Ranta backing him up. So they literally just have the current 2 Carolina goalies as their goalies. That is kind of funny. So let's see what happens here, guys. Can we finally get by the first round of the playoffs? In Cali here for the first 2 games. We get 1 win, 1 loss. All right, headed home now to Vancouver. Come on. We get an OT win and a loss. So series is a close one again. 2-2. Head to Cali. A loss. Have to win this game. We're first round exits for the 3rd straight year. And again, guys, if you forget, this is with the attribute effects. That's a 9 out of 10. So we're supposed to be getting more realistic sims. That's not been the case. 0-0 here after 1. They're up 2-0. Eklund, Couture. Maybe the Sharks just are our kryptonite or something. I don't get it. Still, though, period left to play. You never know. Wow, we scored enough. We scored 3. Unfortunately, they added 2. I can't believe that. Out in 6, the Sharks in the first round. On paper, we're the much better team. That one hurts. And look at this, guys. The AHL team also in the first round there to the Tucson Roadrunners. Come on. And the playoffs are now complete, guys. The Florida Panthers actually win the Stanley Cup. Calder Cup champions there. Chicago Wolves. So, again, definitely got to do some work this summer. St. Louis picking first overall. This is 2025. It's looking like they're going to land Michael Misa. Minnesota jumps from 5 to 2. So, I'll take a look next here at the playoff tree, the awards, all that stuff. JT Miller there, 7.6 games. So, he definitely showed up for us in the playoffs. Maybe Demko didn't. Maybe time to move on from him. Kuzmenko there was a point per game. Carlson looked good. Petey. Okay, Demko. I mean, they're not terrible. 904, 3.35. Could be better, but obviously, could be a lot worse. The Panthers here with the Rangers in 5, Blue Jackets in 6, Leafs in 6, and then the Sharks in 7. The Sharks made it all the way to the Stanley Cup final. I cannot believe that. How are they doing so well? It makes no sense. Awards here for there, of course, with the Stanley Cup. Individual awards, Goudreau, Art Ross. Cale Makar, though, gets the Hart. Okay, that's impressive. Not often does a defenseman win the Hart Trophy, especially when he was second in scoring behind Fox. He must have had an unreal plus-minus, because he also got the James Norris there. Of course, Carlson wins it back-to-back. We trade for him, and now he doesn't get it. Goudreau, Lady Bing. Zachary Benson there got the Calder. Sam Reinhart, Conn Smythe. Sorokin did get the Vezina. Anyone got the William Jennings, though, with Georgiev. Adam Larson, Bill Masterton, Sharks coach Jack Adams back-to-back years. See, I feel like there should be a thing in the game where if a coach is on the same team 2 years in a row, he cannot win back-to-back Jack Adams, because it literally doesn't happen in real life, as the best coach award is literally just kind of the most improved team award. Lindholm there, Selke. Makar also got Ted Lindsay, and then Matthews, Maurice Richard. So Makar popping off. AHL-wise, we know Chicago there with the Calder Cup. We did not win our division, so we won't have a team award. There we go. Shane Doan's son, most points. Pretty cool to see. Yzerman MVP, so he was in the AHL, he tore it up. Also had most goals, and was the best rookie. So most goals, but it's probably line mate there, and Doan had the most points. St. Ivany there, best defenseman. Bednar, now in Arizona's AHL team, best goalie. Morrow MVP of the playoffs. Ponomarev, sportsmanship. Autolus, hopefully I said that right, community involvement. Bednar also lowest goals against. So I want to see Makar's stats because like he must have had most ridiculous plus minus. Plus 54. I mean, Fox's was pretty good too. Plus 35 with 4 more points. But yeah, Makar, 99 points, plus 54. Impressive for sure. I feel like the game sometimes relies too heavily on that. But in a simulation, like it's pretty hard to, you know, do an eye test or anything. So the plus minus isn't a bad, you know, stat to gauge, you know, how just effective a player was on their team. Perry there, Pittsburgh Penguins, 927 points. Ryan Suter, Milan Lucic on Columbus. Patrick Hornqvist actually joined Detroit. Derek Brassard. Nick Foligno does retire. I was going to bring him back anyways. Bozak, Patty Maroon, Bodker. Goaltenders here, Thomas Greiss and Khudobin. That's around the NHL draft here, guys. Minnesota actually has the number 2 pick on the block. I'm not really sure why. Like, they still finished 5th last in the NHL. Jyrki Antilli here, Finnish player, franchise potential. Wow. So Michael Misa is essentially on the block. That's pretty crazy. Hagen's their high elite. This is an unreal top 3. And Hagens and Misa here, both real players. Antilli, though, as far as I'm aware, is not. I am curious to see just kind of like, wow. Michael Misa, similar style there. Wayne Gretzky. That is insane. Patty Kane there for Antilla. And Couturier there for Hagens. Usually they say if there's a guy with a similar style to Wayne Gretzky, you got to go for him. Minnesota does have the 2nd overall pick on the block. We could do it. Franchise potential for him is actually unreal. We'll take a look here at the gems. There's a couple. Hagens at 3 doesn't really help us. Low top 4. I mean, that's still just not a great play. I don't know why, like, guys with that potential are gems. Especially since he's projected to go late 2nd round. Like, that's actually kind of bad for that position. I feel like a low top 4 is not good till at least the 3rd, if not the 4th. We got a lot of guaranteed medium leads there. A goalie here. Herenstam, late 1st / early 2nd. I mean, maybe we can move up with one of our 2nd round picks. I feel like our 1st is going to be mid 1st, so a little bit too early. All right, guys, so I'm just saying screw it. Next year, we're making an absolute blockbuster offer for the Minnesota Wild to get 2nd overall. They've got their pick on the block. Might as well try and take advantage. Smith and Steele are just there for roster spots. We're making a big offer. We got JT Miller, 88 overall. Obviously, great player. He just had, what, 74 points this year. He's also making a lot of money, though. $8 million for the next 6 years. Noel Gunler there. Pretty good prospect, but I really don't like how poorly he performed this year in the AHL, playing on that first line. We also got our 1st round pick, 23rd overall. So we'll see what Minnesota says. They're a buyer. So, I mean, if they're trying to compete now, Miller is higher than Misa, although Misa obviously is going to be the way better player in like 2 or 3 years. Let's see what the Wild say. The value's on our side. Trades accepted. Wow. Okay, honestly, I thought they were going to say no to that. The value was on our side. They had the pick on the block. It might have even honestly overpaid. Like, maybe we could have kept Gunler. But I want to make sure it was at least relatively fair. Again, we got the trade difficulty here set to hard. Michael Misa, similar style Wayne Gretzky. 83 medium franchise. Okay, he's actually lower rated there than Antilla, but obviously cannot complain. I think immediately we're going to pencil him in our 2nd line center spot behind Petey. 95 passing and puck control. Decent shot there. Pretty good skater. 94 offensive awareness. Defensive stats could be better, same with physical, but I mean, we put a couple, you know, solid snipers on each of his wings. I could see him really tearing it up. So after that, really doesn't matter who we get in this draft. Now, I do want to trade Besser. The only thing is, I was looking at his value, and unfortunately, it's not that high. So after making that one trade with Minnesota, let's see if they want Brock Besser's signing rights. He is from Minnesota, so you know, we're kind of doing a favor here, sending him home. The 4th round picks actually got more value. That is crazy, because Besser's like a good player. Even though we're at the draft, I still have to retain salary on him, which is still so stupid. I don't know how they haven't fixed that yet. Greenway is also expiring deal, just coming back. Probably won't keep him, but trying to get a 5th rounder here for Brock Besser. They say no. I don't feel it's the right move for us as Brock Besser's not fit our team needs. Okay, so they don't want Besser. Try to do the right thing, you know, send him home. Let's see if a team like New Jersey wants me here for a 5th. I feel like he could do really well on Jack Hughes' wing. And they say no as well for a 5th round pick. I feel like that's really good value for signing rates for a guy as good as he is. There we go. We get a 6th. So we get something there out of Besser. Obviously, we probably could have brought him back after trading away JT Miller, but I really like the fact we're going to have some salary cap space now. And look at this, guys. After we trade for Erik Karlsson, he's gone down to an 82 overall after putting up 50 points. That seems like a big drop-off, especially since he's only 35. Like, he's not super old or anything. Let's see on the Sharks here. Drew Doughty's still an 87, so maybe we should have kept Doughty, especially since he actually had almost the same amount of points as Karlsson. Again, I thought I was trading for a 90-plus point defenseman, but apparently not. And I just into our next pick here, guys, end of the 3rd round. I'll show you the top of the 1st round, though. So after Misa, you got Kudrock there, 79 medium elite. Montreal messed up for sure. Like, Hagen's there, 79 high elite. Went with the pick after him. More medium elites at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. So this is actually like a really good draft. A lot of good players there in the top 10. This goalie could be medium starter. He's actually the only pin player I have left. He's supposed to go around now. I think that's from Lithuania. Oh my, 58 medium elite. Let's go. What a pick. I feel like I've already got his nickname. It's going to be the Lithuanian Legend, although it is a bit of a tongue twister. We're in the 3rd round still here. Again, all of the pin players I have are already gone, so we're just really hoping we can find something. Swift, Austrian, 102, maybe medium elite. Let's go for it. And medium top 6. Okay, so not amazing, but not terrible either. Next pick here, 142. This is the 5th round. Definitely not going to take a guaranteed 7th defenseman, as we're basically just throwing the pick away at that point. I know I'll never sign him. I'm looking at Grabeshkov here just because he's got NHL ETA 4 years probably, where the rest of the guys at this point are all 5. 58 medium bottom 6. Okay, so not the best pick, but I mean, we are in the 5th round. Next one here, Toskala. I mean, honestly, a goalie who might be starter is probably the best value at this point. 47 fringe. That is a low rating to start. 6th round now. Let's see if we can like hit something here. Just get lucky. Gray. I mean, he's the highest rated. Let's take him. Jackson Gray. Kind of a cool name. 49 medium 7th. At least he's not HL, but not the best pick. Another 6th rounder here. I guess we could trade back because there's like nothing left. Honestly, Medvedov might be our last pick. Chances of medium top 6. Unfortunately, that was a medium bottom 6. And so we got 2 7th round picks left in this draft. I'm going to see if the Detroit will give us a 6th and a 7th next year. Maybe there's some guys I like in this round. They said yes. Okay, wow. I thought we were going to have to ask for like a 7th next year, a 7th the year after. I feel like that trade obviously worked out quite well for us. And even the draft as a whole, I mean, cannot complain. Michael Misa at 2, like, what a gift that was. And now before we get to the re-sign phase here, guys, I saw there a head coach and associate coach, both the new contracts. And honestly, I'm leaning towards the associate coach to be the new head coach. They're both A- overall. I made an offer on Nash, not kind of realizing we could still fire him before he has a chance to say yes. You look at his stats there, they're not bad, but then the associate, so offense slightly worse, defense is worse, but then power play is better, PK is better, the teaching is so much better, and of course, we're going to have a very young team. Coach influence there is the same. Now, you guys know I like to keep the same head coach throughout the entire franchise, but this guy's lost in the playoffs the last 3 years straight, and the last 2 years to a worse San Jose Sharks team, so I'm down to, like, you know, make a switch here, go with Milosh. So hopefully Nash can accept the deal that I accidentally offered him already. I'll make sure Milosh, we kind of just, you know, max out here once we're at the re-sign phase, and the salary doesn't matter. You can just kind of fill it out with new associate and assistant coaches. And so we're at the re-sign phase here with $16.5 million in cap space, and that's after trading away JT Miller and Brock Besser, who I think combined we're making about $15 million, so we were right at the cap max. Selecting one of our good players needing a new contract. Misa, of course, will just be on an entry level. He's second overall pick. We'll just give him the max out of respect. Stanika here, I'd like to bring back 4th line. 1.3 million, I think, is quite fair. We could do like 4 years till he's 30 on like a, I don't know, $1.35 million deal. I think, you know, he'll be a good 4th liner for us for the rest of this franchise. Sam Steele, we actually just kind of got back for free as a throw-in. He definitely is just like an extra player. What's he want? $1 million bucks. If it was like 800K, I would have, you know, signed him. Luke Shen, I wouldn't mind bringing back. That's a pretty fair deal. I really like the fact he gives that physical edge to our defense. I think him and Brody as well on the bottom pair, getting a +5. Why break that up? Wu there wants like no money, so we'll get him signed 2-year bridge deal, 800K. Now Jordan Stoll is down to a 79. He is still like a pretty good PKer. $1 million there on a 1-year deal. I feel like 4th line center, because he does have, you know, such good faceoffs, 94, just 4.5-star defense still. I think still like a good utility player for the PK. Also, guys, Ned here needs a new deal, 83 overall. Wow, he wants nothing. That is really good. Do we do like a longer? I mean, I guess we could always find somebody like him in the future. Let's try 800K there for 2 years. If he says yes, absolute steal for us. I feel like maybe in 2 years as well, Herbal is going to be good enough to be the backup. That kind of work out perfectly. Gregorenko here, the Lithuanian legend. You never know with him. 58 overall. He is 20, so he's actually a bit older there in the draft as a medium elite, but still a great pick. In terms of the defense too, like we got the top 6 locked up. Obviously, we could make a move to make our team better because I see Spurgeon's dropped in rating, was 87, now an 85. Carlson to an 82. I cannot believe that. We're paying both those guys a lot of money for the next 2 years. Luckily, we have, you know, the extra cash as our best players, a lot of them on rookie deals, like Amante there, Stoll, now Misa. Former associate coach accepted his role as the new head coach. Said, I'm not entirely thrilled with the roster, but I accept. I mean, I feel like he's got to have more faith in the kids, especially with that A+ teaching. I think, you know, that's going to be really good. Stahl comes back, be a veteran. Now, Ned here rejects, wants more time to play. I mean, he's a backup goalie playing in a backup role. Shen wants more money as well. Stanika, though, said yes, so that's good. Same with Wu there, Misa. So honestly, I'll just offer Shen exactly what he's asking for because it is pretty fair. And then Ned, I'm pretty sure we actually offered extra money on a 2-year, but he only did 1 of 1, so let's try like 950K on a 2-year. That's still a really, really good value. And so there you go. Ned said yes. Same with Shen. So even after the signing, we still have $15 million in cap space. Like, that is insane. You can go out and get some superstar. I think, honestly, for us, too, Amante will need a new contract next year. Probably be about $5 million on a short term. 7 or 8 on a long-term deal. Maybe makes sense to sign like a 1-year superstar. Tarasenko's also expiring deals, so I feel like we're definitely in a really good spot cap-wise, like very, very flexible. And so it's after agency here, guys. We'll see who's available. I think this might be the year Matthews is available, or maybe not, or maybe he got signed. I'm not too sure. Troy Terry, 27.88, wants 11 million. He's been playing very good with the Ducks. Patty Kane's there. We could get him on a 1-year. Buchnevich, Sidney Crosby, of course, could have traded for. That's why they were trying to trade him too. He only had 1 year left. I don't even think I caught that. Provorov would definitely help with the defense. Nelson, Taylor Hall, Blake Wheeler, Pacioretty, Ross Colton, 83, wants 6.3 million. I mean, he had a huge year last year, but still, that's a lot to ask for him. Pionk to Foley. Besser actually went to free agency. 3 teams interested, though. So, like I said, it would be cool if he goes back to the Minnesota Wild. I'll take a look here, make sure we didn't miss anybody. I don't think so, though. Goaltending-wise, Luukkonen, 86 overall. Logan Thompson there. Look at that. James Reimer only wanted 800K, same as Ned. So, yeah, like there's always goalies like that for some reason. Take a look at two-way. Sometimes there, of course, is a medium elite. Not this time, though. So, I think we can pass on all these guys. Lennox is definitely the best. 22.76, but just really nowhere for him to play on our team. Looking at all skaters now, two-way. Miller, 20.68. Didn't we draft him? Yeah, we did. 4th round there, 2023. I forget who we traded him to, but why did they not sign him? And look at this. Ryan Suzuki, who was offered us in a trade earlier this year, did not get signed by the Carolina Hurricanes. 24.77. I mean, I feel like he could end up being a decent enough player. Let's try a 3-year deal, 950K. He turns into like a 3rd liner or something. That's such good value. Jonathan Duran. Wow, 30 years old, 81 overall. He wants league min. I mean, he still has pretty good offensive stats. He's a good skater as well. I honestly wouldn't even mind bringing him in to replace, say, Höglander, save money, can get like a pick back for Höglander or whatever. Probably has like the same production. 2 years, let's try 850K. If he says yes, like I said, more than willing to take a chance on him. Norlinder here, 25.80, another Montreal player. Defensive awareness could definitely be better. But I mean, 80 overall, we could put him in the AHL, worst case scenario, and just help them out. Colorado's interested as well. Let's try a 2-year on him. Let's try 900K. And looking at our contracts now, guys, to try and get an idea of what our salary cap's going to look like next year. So Demko needs a raise, 7 million, so it's going to cost us an extra 2. I was looking at Tarasenko. I think he wants like 7.5 or almost, so we'll save 2 there. Basically, it's even. Amonte, he wants 5.7 for 5 years. I mean, he looks pretty good. I don't mind doing like a 7-year here, $6 million deal. If he keeps playing well, and maybe even get him for like 5.75, bump it up to 6 if he says no. I think it's honestly like really good value. Kuzmenko here is basically asking for the same. I think Höglander's price went down, but I'm still planning on trading him. Johansson here is making 1.1. He goes up to 5. So I'm thinking maybe we trade Höglander, Johansson, bring in a defenseman, bring in a forward. I was kind of eyeing Troy Terry, honestly, just because he is younger. And then after that, like, our team's going to be pretty set. And look at this, guys. Michael Misa has max trade value. That's nuts. All right, guys. So next year, I'm actually trying to make a 2-for-1 trade. Both Johansson and Höglander, I mentioned, wanting to move. Buffalo likes them. And they've got Callum Ritchie here on the block. 20 years old, 78 overall, high top 6 potential. He was a 10th overall pick, 2023. He just put up, what is that, 104 points in his final year of junior. Should be an AHL player now. If we can make this trade, like, I think it's a great deal for us. Obviously, we have AHL players, you know, biting at the bit to take these guys' spots. Plus, we have some money to sign guys, bring in a great prospect. It's a win-win for us. Let's see what Buffalo says. Trade is rejected. Okay. I feel like it looks pretty close based on the trade value bar. Maybe we could add just like a 4th-round pick, see if that gets it to go through. And it does. Okay, so, I mean, him, Colby Barlow are on the come-up. Both, I think, will be in the AHL this year. You got Lekermacki as well. I mean, this team's future is looking very, very bright. Obviously, can't forget Michael Misa. And so now, guys, we have $17.5 million in cap space. As I mentioned, I was eyeing Troy Terry. He's going to cost us more than Patty Kane or Crosby, but he's younger, so his rating should, you know, stay the same a lot longer, whereas Crosby, Kane, in their late 30s, could fall off at any point. Same goes for Pacioretty. Now, Terry wants a 7-year deal, which is actually the rest of this franchise. $11 million. Could do that. That pays him until he's 34. Could do like a 5-year deal. He gets so much cheaper. Obviously, if we do the 5, there's a chance someone comes in and actually gives him the 11. I kind of like the 5, though. I feel like, you know, last couple years, we probably won't need him at that point. We'll have so many other good young players coming up. Plus, like, the amount of money we're saving there. Let's do 5. Let's try 9.5. If he says no, we could always come back at the 7 for 11. Also, 2, I think Provorov makes a lot of sense here. He's 28, so he's also pretty well aged. 86 overall, good defensive stats there, decent skater. $7 million is a lot for him, though. We could also get Adam Larson, $2 million cheaper, 1 overall less. He's 32, so obviously won't have him for as long, but Much more defensive, which is kind of what we're looking for, as I mentioned. 93 D awareness there, 92 shot block, 93 stick check. Wow. I mean, that 5-star defense helps with the PK so much. Probably pair him with like Spurgeon on the second D pairing. Could even put him on like the top pair to like mix it up. Maybe Hughes, Spurgeon, then Carlson, Larson. I don't really mind that. Wants 3 years, pays only 35. That's really not that bad. Say we do like, I don't know, 5.25. I think he could potentially impact our team more than Provorov. And actually, too, guys, I was looking around. There's one guy here I saw. I always sign him, but how can you not? Bergeron, 85 overall. He's 39, so this is like a one and done probably. If he does say yes to us at like a cheap deal, could honestly just bring him in to be our super fourth line center and then just have Jordan Staal in the AHL. Like basically he's like a back if we don't get Bergeron. I'll give him like 3.5. I think the money works out. We just offered out 14 million, so yeah, 3.5 should works out. Honestly, I'll just give him what he's asking for. See what he says. Would be kind of funny, honestly. Bergeron on Vancouver. Tyler Bertuzzi, 4th and a 7th for 2 seconds. Obviously, though, wouldn't really make a trade for him when we got similar guys available in free agency for free. Justin Miller there said yes. He was the low league defenseman who we actually drafted. Duran there said yes. Forgot we signed him too. So he'll probably just be like an AHL superstar. Suzuki said yes. Norlander said yes. Barbashev there, again, kind of the same thing. Not going to give up assets for him. Troy Terry went with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Okay, so I'm going to check. I'm guessing they gave him like his 7x11, which we could have done. I just wasn't so sure about it. Bergeron, though, said yes. Okay, so we have a super fourth line center. Larson as well said yes. Amante there accepted his extension. So far, everything's looking pretty good. Bergeron had over a point per game last year in the playoffs. Like, that's not bad at all. I would still like to bring in a big player. Like, we got $10 million there to spend. Who is the best available now? Max Pacioretty, 87. I mean, he is a sniper. Could put him with Michael Misa. He's got a pretty good shot on him there. After that, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty partial to Taylor Hall. 85 overall playmaker. Pacioretty, how many points did he put up last year? 69 points. That's pretty nice, even though he is 36. Maybe we just do like a 1 year on Pacioretty after missing on Troy Terry. Let's try, and we have the money, let's try like $7 million there for 1 year. Gives us like $3 million of wiggle room as well in case we want to add guys at the deadline. Like I was saying, guys, Pittsburgh Penguins, they did give Terry the $11 million there. How many years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, that's a big contract for him, especially like only 88. I think, like I said, I was more comfortable with the 9, but hopefully he's a good player for them. Also curious, guys, I was curious where Crosby signed, and he's actually joining the Carolina Hurricanes, which honestly I don't mind at all. At least he's like not in our conference. Don't have to play him in the playoffs unless we face him in the Stanley Cup Finals. So we're waiting to hear back here from Pacioretty, and there you go. He does say yes. I think, you know, obviously kind of gives that sniper we lost in Brock Besser. So overall, the team should be just as good as it was last year, if not better. Oliver Bjorkstrand there. We can still add to the team. Again, I just don't really have the spot for him. I want to call up some of those young guys, Farrell, Lekermacki. Of course, Misa's going to have a spot on the team as well. Seattle, guys, I think has offered us Oliver Bjorkstrand for 2 second-round picks 4 times. Now, they're not supposed to make the same offer every time, so maybe like the 4th-round picks years changed, or one of our seconds years changed, but it's been like the identical offer 4 times in a row. I just wanted to share that with you. So, end of August now, I'm just going to look here and see if there's any steals available. Usually, like end of August, anyone that hasn't signed yet is willing to sign for cheap. Kuhlman 1.1, I mean, it's not really worth it. Troy Stetcher's an 80. Nemo Line in there's an 80. Okay, so it looks like it's pretty much been, you know, cleared here. Demeen, 25.79. Slava Demeen, 87 D awareness. He's not that bad. I'll take a look at our AHLD. If there's a spot for him, I'll definitely, you know, sign him. Other than that, though, defensively, doesn't really look to be much available. Forward-wise here, yeah, two-way. Cal Clutterbuck's a little bit too old, I think. He does have some really good physical X factors, but doesn't really make sense, I don't think. Actually, though, guys, I just saw Graham Clark here. 24.79 sniper. He's got high top 9. Why is he still a free agent at this point? Like, I don't understand it. Hollander, 25.79 medium top 9. He's honestly not that bad either, although a two-way forward, we'd like to see better defensive stats. We've got guys similar to him, so I'll pass on him. But Clark here, I feel like he could be a really good player in the AHL. Winnipeg's interested. Let's try and give him 3 years there, and then we'll do 950K. See what he says. And right now, guys, looking at our AHL defense, honestly, it's already way too good. Like, I think PD Jr. there is not going to have a spot on the team, so no reason to sign that guy in free agency. And there you go. The very next day, actually, Clark accepted. So hopefully he can tear up the AHL for us. All right, guys, so next, I'm going to show what the team is looking like for next season. Honestly, I think it looks nasty, but I love the same thing the last couple years. And, of course, we were first-round exits to the Sharks. First line there, you got Kuzmenko, Peterson, Tarasenko with the +5. Second line, Amante, Misa, Pacioretty, also with the +5. I mentioned I want 2 snipers on Misa's wings. That's what we're getting right here. Pacioretty, very good shot. Misa in the middle, 95 passing. Monte down the wing, also an awesome shot. If Misa can't win the Calder, I don't think it's meant to be, because we've had a pretty good chance the last couple of years. Sean Farrell on the third line with Raymond Stoll, Lekermacki. It's just a young gun line. Lekermacki and Farrell, of course, were in the AHL last year. They're not getting their shot in the NHL. On a third line there, which I think is very solid with Stoll in the middle. He's got a great shot. What are they? 21, 19, and 23 respectively. Like, quite a young line. Plus, they get a +5 as well. And then fourth line here, Stanika, Bergeron, Podkolzin. So, Podkolzin there is playing with the two former Bruins. I feel like that fourth line is very solid too. So, I mean, looking at the team, if the +5 actually does anything, which I think I'm going to do a video and test that out, like, they should be playing awesome. Like, they're all going to be playing, like, high 80s, low 90s. Defensively here, guys, we got Hughes and Carlson still in the top pair, getting at +3. Again, Carlson's down to 82, which really sucks. Second pairing here, Larson Spurgeon actually get a +5, so that's an awesome second pairing. Brody Shen still on the bottom pair, get a +5. Now, we actually had some growth in our AHL D-core. I want to show you guys here. So if we replace Shen with Wu, you can see him and Brody get no boost. And then if we put in Johnson as well, so like the two younger guys for the two older guys, it's no chemistry boost. So they're actually playing like an 81 and 82. I feel like it makes more sense to go Brody Shen here, because if we do, they should be playing like an 85 and an 86. Now, that's not always how it works, but I'm going to lean on the veterans there who have the X factors, who have the +5 chem boost. Like, it seems like that should be the play. But again, you never really know with this game. Goaltending-wise, Demko starting, Ned backing him up. No changes there. And next year, guys, before I show the AHL team, I'm actually going to sign Greg Aranko here, who we just drafted. He's already grown to a 60. I feel like he should be, decent enough to be the AHL backup. The reason I want him as the backup is so Herbal here can start. He's now 78. I feel like, Silovs is basically done, 24-79. Maybe he becomes like an 80, maybe an 81, but Herbal, of course, has the potential to actually be like a legit elite goalie. So I want to make sure he's the starter. We'll trade Silovs for whatever we can get. Let's look at the Islanders goaltender situation. I feel like they could actually use a goalie. Talbot's an okay backup. Their AHL goalie, though, is 66. I'm asking for a 7th, which has more value. They say no. Okay, so we're literally going to have to give him away for free, but again, it's to make sure like our guy gets the ice time. So hopefully we do better than the Islanders, and this 7th at least we move up in. Okay, so they say yes, there we go. And so after that trade, guys, I'm not sure what the HL team's looking like. Honestly, they are so stacked. If we don't make a deep playoff run, I don't even know. Like, I just don't know. The first line here is sick. Fraser Minton, Callum Ritchie, Colby Barlow. Like, are you kidding me? Barlow 14th overall, 2023. Ritchie was the 10th overall. Minton was a second-round pick. He's got 97 passing. I mean, you just got to give the puck to one of these two guys. They put up tons of numbers in junior. Especially Ritchie, 104 points there in 60 games. Barlow, what did he have? 79 points there in 58. Second line even, you got Clark, who we just signed, good sniper. Klimovich here's an 83. Again, just no room for him on the NHL team. Playing with Duran, like Klimovich, I guess, he could have had Lekermacki in his spot, which is actually what the assistant coach did, but Lekermacki, better potential, better X factors. We get a +5. Makes way more sense to have him on the NHL team. Third line here, you got Suzuki with Stahl, who's been demoted. Third line AHL, maybe he dropped to a 77, so definitely glad we signed Bergeron. And they're also playing with Carlson there. Fourth line, McDonough, Lockhart, Malone, they get a +1. Defensively here, Johnson, Wu is the top pair. Norlander, McIsaac on the second. And then we got PD Jr. there, Yermo on the bottom pair. So the AHL top 4D is all 80+. I honestly played NHL teams in the Stanley Cup final where this was their top 4, but they had like a high 80, low 90 as one of the 4 guys. Apart from that, though, was all low 80s. So it's a pretty good AHL defense. Again, Herbal there starting now. Greg Ranko backing him up. I feel like that'll help him out too. Like, he's already 20. We gotta really get him growing here if he's gonna turn into a goalie. So him starting some games there as the backup should help him out. And then one more thing I want to do, guys, before I show the ratings for next year is actually give out some contract extensions. Kuzmenko here is actually asking for less money, $4.3 million. He's playing first line. He's gonna do well. I think this is an absolute steal for us. I'll do like 4.2. We're still saving like over $1 million there. Patrick Tarasenko we can definitely wait on. Farrell here as well, asking for like nothing. He's going to be playing third line NHL. 2 years, 1.1. 3 years there, just under 2. I mean, even 4 years there, it's not that bad for like where he's going to be playing. If he does well for us, I don't mind doing like a 4-year deal here. Say like 2.2 million. Obviously paying him a bit more money, but we get him locked out longer term. If he does well, it makes sense. Bergeron's 40 now, so I'm thinking he'll probably retire. Shen and Brody, I think this is probably their last year. Then we'll have Wu and Johnson replace them. Also, speaking of Johnson, he's actually due for an extension. $1 million for 2 years. He's in the AHL, so like, it's not going to go up for much more. I'll just give him that, though, just to be safe. Because sometimes, you never know. Like, the reason I'm doing this right now is because I could sim forward a week and they could be asking for more money just after, like, not even playing any games. And there we go, guys. Farrell said yes to the offer. Same with Johnson. Waiting to hear back from Kuzmenko, who said yes as well. So that's going to definitely set us up nicely for the future, especially when, some of our rookies start asking for $7+ million after making entry level. 2 here, guys, I'll show you the new captaincy. I actually decided to give Carlson an A there, replacing Miller. I was thinking about maybe Bergeron, but it just didn't seem right. Bergeron, you know, captain the Bruins coming in, writing a letter here for the Canucks. So next year, guys, I'll show the ratings for next season. Again, very optimistic looking at this team. We've got 98 offense, only 90 defense, but I mean, we are getting some pretty good chemistry boost, and then 87 goaltending. I mean, look at that Kraken 1, 2, 3 down the middle. Are you kidding me? Bedard, Benier's right. Of course, they're in our division. Like, that's going to be tough to compete with, but I still like the look of our team. And that's going to do it, guys, for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.